This person wanted to ascend through a complex power system, so he wrote for us the events of the Season 1 of Lord of the Mysteries, an anime that can only be described as a masterpiece. In this video, I'll be explaining the first season, starting from the world building to its intricate power system, and the characters, all from the anime's perspective only. I haven't read the novel yet. Yes, I've read a few chapters out of curiosity, but not officially. I'm still immersed in the events of Reverend Insanity, after digesting the venerable potion, and next, we'll ascend to the Fool's sequence.
In Lord of the Mysteries, the universe is divided into three main planes of existence that form the hidden structure of reality: the material world, the spirit world, and the astral world. These realms are not completely separate. Rather, they interconnect like transparent layers of reality, interacting with each other to create the supernatural phenomena, rituals, and cosmic forces we witness. Number 1. The material world. This is where ordinary humans live, governed by familiar physical and social laws. It contains the cities, seas, and kingdoms, the stage of everyday life. However, it is not isolated from the influence of higher realms. The supernatural powers used by Beyonders are drawn from energies originating from these upper levels. You could say the material world is the visible facade of reality, while unseen forces move behind the curtain. Magical rituals, divination, and spirit summoning all occur within this world, but they temporarily open windows to higher planes. It's like the surface of the sea, calm and comprehensible, yet beneath lie vast, unfathomable mysteries. Number 2. The spirit world. This is the intermediary layer between material reality and the astral expanse. It is known as the realm of dreams and souls, where spirits of the dead dwell after being separated from their bodies. Time and space here are unstable. A small door in one city might lead to the ruins of a forgotten civilization. It's a mutable world, governed more by thoughts and emotions than by natural laws. Beyonders can enter it through meditation, dreams, or spiritual power, using it for travel, prophecy, or communion with higher beings. But lingering within it is dangerous. The mind can easily lose its balance amid this ever-shifting symbolic ocean. It resembles a distorted mirror that reflects the material world, but through the lens of memory and imagination. Number 3. The astral world. This is the deepest and most secret layer, the domain of gods, angels, and higher entities. It is the ultimate source of all supernatural power. The laws governing it are neither physical nor temporal, but symbolic and abstract, ruled by absolute concepts like light, knowledge, and chaos. Each deity possesses their own astral domain, a miniature world embodying their divine authority. From this realm descend both blessings and curses upon the lower worlds, and it is from here that Beyonders draw their powers, through rituals that bind their souls to these transcendent forces.
In this universe, where the material, spiritual, and astral intertwine, we see the manifestation of the concept of the Beyonders, those who serve as the bridge between these three realms. When ordinary humans fail to perceive what lies beyond the veil of reality, there are a few who dare to pierce it. These are the Beyonders. Humans who choose to tread the path of hidden forces, embarking on a perilous journey toward understanding and ultimate power. The power system in this world is unlike any other. It is based on paths, 22 in total, each with its own internal logic and philosophy. Every path shapes a distinct personality and way of life. For example, we've seen the seer path, calm on the surface, yet profoundly dangerous beneath. It emphasizes comprehension, foresight, reading hidden threads, and interacting with spirits. Those who walk this path rely on intellect more than brute strength. They cultivate patience, discipline, and mental clarity. The assassin path, on the other hand, focuses on stealth, speed, infiltration, and silent killing. Its followers train to move without sound, to breathe in silence, and to strike unseen. But this path often leads to isolation and latent aggression. Each path is divided into sequences, beginning at sequence 9, the weakest stage, and ascending to sequence 0, the pinnacle of perfection. Progression occurs through potions. Every sequence has its own unique formula, composed of materials resonating with the essence of the path. The Beyonder drinks the potion and then begins the digestion process, a slow adaptation to the transformation within. Drinking is not enough. One must live according to the principles of the path, practice its abilities, and adhere to its restrictions. Digestion stabilizes the power and reduces toxicity. Rushing the process causes backlash, often resulting in madness or death. That is why Beyonders ascend slowly through the sequences. Sometimes it takes years to fully digest the first potion. At sequence 9, one officially becomes a Beyonder. Subtle changes appear: sharper senses, deeper awareness, a calmer mind. Yet to others, they still seem human. They learn self-discipline, record observations, and train their minds daily to remain focused. This is the foundation stage, merely the first step. At sequence 8, power quietly increases. Intelligence, agility, or spiritual sensitivity begin to show. Sometimes they hear whispers others can't, or notice hidden patterns in events. But caution is crucial. A single mistake can destroy their future. Patience becomes their law. Upon reaching sequences 7, 6, and 5, things change drastically. This is the stage of mastery. Inner perception turns into tangible influence over reality. They perceive things invisible to ordinary people. Then come sequences 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here, the Beyonder transcends human limits. Their mind and spirit act as one. They can enter dreams, track spirits, resist fear, and shape energy. But the mental strain becomes immense, and danger is ever present. A single wrong thought can shatter their spirit. Many lose themselves at this level. The mind becomes a playground for shadows, and losing control is a constant threat. Finally, sequence 0, the summit. The individual ceases to be human. They grasp the laws of their path and impose their will upon the world itself. Their very existence distorts the environment around them. Their gaze pierces illusion. Only a few of the few ever reach this height, and all who approach it pay a heavy price. Power here comes at the cost of something irreplaceable. To put it simply, there are 22 paths, and each path has a sequence line that begins at 9 and ends at 0. Imagine each path as a specialized vocation, with its own training, ethics, and way of life. Success doesn't come from collecting random abilities, but from dedicating oneself to a single path until reaching its peak. In this world, discipline protects, and recklessness destroys.
The characters in this season are diverse, each leaving a distinct impression and emotional echo in the viewer's mind. At the center stands Klein Moretti, the stranger to this world, quietly guided by the unseen threads of fate. Beside him is his small family, Melissa, his sharp-minded and composed sister, and Benson, the steadfast older brother who bears the weight of the household, walking with quiet determination through a harsh life. Then, we move into the world of the Beyonders, where the Nighthawks operate from the shadows to protect the city. They are led by Captain Dunsmith, a man of the darkness path, sequence 7, who guards the night with ever-watchful eyes. Following him is Leonard Mitchell, also from the darkness path, sequence 8, whose calm demeanor conceals secrets greater than himself. And what's up with his shadows? Alongside them stands Daly of the Death Path, who advanced from sequence 7 to sequence 6, later transferring to Backland City to join a new division of the Nighthawks. And the picture would not be complete without old Neil of the Hermit Path, sequence 9, a wise man who listens more than he speaks, yet whose presence is indispensable. Nearby, there are others who work silently in the background: Sika, Royar, and Roseanne. Small links in a vast chain, yet each essential in shaping the contours of this mysterious world, a world that neither forgives the careless nor forgets the sins committed within it.
Now that we've explained the world building, shed light on its intricate power system, and introduced the main characters, it's time to unfold the story woven throughout the first season. The setting: the northern continent, specifically the Kingdom of Lone, and more precisely, the city of Tingen. In Tingen, tragedy didn't begin with a crime in a dark alley or a reckless ritual in a cellar. It began within one mind: calm, calculating, belonging to Ents Zangwill. Once an archbishop of the Church of the Ever-Night Goddess, the same church to which the Nighthawks belong, he severed his allegiance and chose to shape his own destiny. He stole an object unlike any other, a small quill known as 008. It appears ordinary, yet it writes fate itself. Every sentence written with it gradually becomes reality. It isn't completely free-willed, but it can push the world in a specific direction through a chain of subtle, natural-looking events. With this quill, Zangwill wrote an entire play. His goal was to obtain the ashes of Saint Selena and to ascend, from a gatekeeper of the Death Path to a night watcher of the Darkness Path, reaching Sequence 4. From there, he began weaving a vast web that started with the Antigonus family notebook, a remnant of a dangerous legacy. The notebook ended up in the hands of Klein's university friends, and that's when madness began, a series of suicides. Then Klein himself, under an unseen influence, brought the notebook to Ray Bieber, the last heir of that ancient bloodline, and afterward attempted suicide. According to Zangwill's original script, Klein was supposed to die, his story ending there. But something unexpected occurred. Another soul entered his body, Zhao Mengrui, a man from another world. He began living inside Klein's body. This anomaly forced Zangwill to erase lines and rewrite others. Klein soon joined the Nighthawks. With every move he made, Zangwill recalibrated his web. Two broke brothers looking for money found a flat near Ray Bieber's empty room. A small kidnapping led the victim's family to Blackthorn Security Company, the front for the Nighthawks where Klein worked. This drew Klein into a case he was never meant to see. Ray was exposed, confronted the Watchers, transformed into a monster, and died. The plan had been for everyone to fall into a trap afterward, but Klein disrupted the rhythm once again, killing a clown of a higher sequence. Zangwill had to erase and rewrite his story yet again. Meanwhile, Lenvance and Hood Yugen were advancing in a far more dangerous ritual. Lenvance convinced his fiancée Magus to undergo a rite related to the true creator, believing he'd gain glory. In truth, he was just another pawn in a larger scheme. Magus became pregnant with an indescribable fetus, Hood fell into insanity, and Lenvance realized too late that what awaited him wasn't glory, but ruin. He fled, leaving behind cryptic clues, too ashamed to admit his folly. In the background, the Mirror and Selena incident unfolded, and Dunn became contaminated. Though he temporarily stabilized himself through acting, he eventually fell deeper after consuming Kimberly's heart. Every step drew him closer to the climax that Zangwill desired. As the pregnancy neared its end, the Nighthawks uncovered the truth, but Dunn, in his deteriorating state, made the worst possible choice. He used Saint Selena's ashes to confront Magus. His mind was no longer clear. That act caused the unborn child to cling prematurely to existence. Had Dunn been fully conscious, he would have waited for backup or lured the target elsewhere, but chaos had already taken root within him. The end came in a battle within the fog. Unknown spells, surges of power, an incomplete fetus, and rivers of blood.
Dunn died. The fetus emerged briefly, then was banished. The power of the ashes weakened, and that is when Zangwill seized his prize. He killed Klein, retrieved St. Selena's ashes, and prepared the ritual that would elevate him from Sequence 5 to Sequence 4. Everything we saw in Tingen was a story he had written, scene by scene, reshaping reality whenever it strayed from his script. Yet one flaw remained beyond his control: Klein. His entry into the story wasn't part of the original text. His defiance of the written fate and his awareness of the quill's influence became the first true fracture in the logic of 008. Thus, the first chapter ended. What appeared to be Klein's tale was in truth a silent war between a writer's will, a quill that dictated destiny, and a man from another world who refused to be a marginal note. The side stories added depth and darkness to this world's tone and the perilous nature of the paths. Old Neil, who sought to resurrect his deceased wife, lost control during his ritual. Tracy, once a man of the demoness path, became a witch after taking her Sequence 7 potion. And Asik Eggers, whose exact sequence in the death path remains unknown, perhaps the highest in the season. Once Klein's university professor, his past stretches back centuries. He has lived many lives and gradually lost memory of them all. Each of these moments revealed the loss and sorrow that accompany a Beyonder's path. Then comes the mysterious Tarot Club, founded by Klein under his new identity, the Fool. Among his members are Alger Wilson, known as the Hanged Man, Audrey Hall, known as Justice, and later Derek Berg, the Sun. Their titles are inspired by tarot cards. The club exists in a realm of mist wrapped in secrets. Even Klein doesn't fully understand it, merely going along with the flow. Yet the power of the mist often helped him slip free from the fate Zangwill's quill had written for him. In the final scene, Klein returns to life. He realizes that his death must remain officially declared to protect those he loves most. Zhao Mangrui no longer seeks to return to his original world, at least not yet. For now, he is driven by a single emotion: revenge. He travels to Backland City under a new identity, Sherlock Moriarty, a name forged from two pillars of detective fiction: Sherlock Holmes, the supernatural investigator, and his nemesis, James Moriarty.
In this work, madness is not a sudden fall, it is a slow ascent. Step by step, with each advancement through the sequences, a Beyonder approaches the door of truth. Then he begins to hear what should never be heard and see what no human eye is meant to see. Here, the mind does not fracture from weakness, but from knowledge itself. The soul expands beyond what it can contain. Understanding becomes a burden. Each flash of realization steals a fragment of one's inner peace, leaving a person suspended between blinding awareness and bottomless darkness. The studio captured this philosophy with living imagery. In every scene, horror does not appear as a monster leaping from the shadows, but as a heavy presence that crawls slowly into being. The lines of faces, the flicker of light in the eyes, the shadows that move more than they should, all formed a silent language, whispering that the world is fragile, and the border between reality and madness is a thread about to snap. The animation didn't seek direct shock. Instead, it chose subtle gestures, a faint tremor at the edge of the frame, a gaze that lingers a heartbeat too long, a feather drifting gently to the ground, as if telling the viewer, nothing is happening, and yet everything is breaking apart. This is how cosmic horror took shape, not through screams, but through a cold whisper behind the ear. The black silhouettes behind the walls, the crimson sky hiding an unblinking gaze, and the city moving on as if the world hadn't cracked somewhere unseen. All of it crafted a feeling that lingers long after the screen fades to black. In the end, this work only deepened my curiosity and longing to dive into the novel. Thank you for watching.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. More mysteries await beyond the gray fog.